Hello, 6th and 7th grade art students. This is Mrs. Burns, here to introduce you to your first project of the school year. If you haven't watched the Welcome Back to Art Loom video that you can find on the top of your art page on Schoology, please watch that as part of your work for this week. This first step for the project is fairly quick. So that gives you some extra time to watch that video that I created talking about how things are going to go for art virtually for the school year. So first step, things that you need. You need your piece of drawing paper that I sent home with you that first week of school. I sent home 3 pieces of drawing paper, so make sure you have that out. You'll also need a pencil, and you will need either a pen, or if you have a Sharpie marker, fine point, so not one of these. I'd prefer for you to have a ultra fine point, so it's almost like a pen. If you have one of these at home, you can use it if you'd like. Otherwise, a pen will work. So make that decision before you get started. So we're going to concentrate on lines and form for this project. So lines, you know lines, we worked with lines. Form is turning a flat two-dimensional shape into a three-dimensional, more kind of pops out at you. So we're doing a drawing, but we're giving it a little bit of form, so a little depth, height, width, and depth. So we're going to start by tracing our hands. So I'd like for you to set up your non-writing hand on the piece of paper, just like how I'm doing. And start with your pencil and start at the bottom and go ahead and trace around the edge and go nice and slow, making sure you get a nice accurate trace of your hand. Sometimes when you go really fast, you make your fingers look like huge cucumbers. I know that happens to me sometimes if I go really fast. So make sure you're going nice and slow, getting the whole hand as well as your arm going all the way down to the bottom of the page. All right, so after you do that, you should have a trace of your hand. Then go ahead and use either the pen. I know all of you have pens, it's on your supply list. Or, again, if you have an ultra fine point Sharpie marker. I'm going to do a pen because I know all of you have it. And you're going to go ahead and trace that pencil line. So again, take your time. Going all the way around. Sometimes pens don't want to cooperate, but if you just go back and forth and kind of color in that line as best you can. And feel free to move your paper around to make it easier for you when you are tracing. This is a slow process because you don't want to get off your line. I'm kind of going back and forth if there's a part that my pen didn't cover super solidly. So again, this project we're concentrating on lines as well as form. two-dimensional, turning something flat 2D and giving it some depth, making it kind of pop out on our paper. And again, if you get off your line and it looks a little chunkier like I just did right there, a little thicker, that's okay. It's gonna happen. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. My email information is on that slide presentation, on the end of that slide presentation. I think it's also on Schoology too. mburns@wapacaschools.org. This is your first step for this week. We're just going to get started tracing your hand and then outlining with either a pen or a Sharpie ultra fine point marker. And then next week we'll start getting into the lines, and I'll talk more about that next time. Again, if you have questions, please email me, and make sure you watch that PowerPoint, but that Google slide presentation. All right, thank you.